What's going on, Giants fans? Does Daniel Jones' teammates like him? And when I mean, do they like him? Do they like him? Do they like hanging out with him? Do they like being around him? But most importantly, do they truly believe he is the franchise quarterback leading them to war? I am done. After 5.5 years, I know that Daniel Jones is just not the guy. He is not him. A 1-14, likely soon to be 1-15 primetime record. He doesn't even throw touchdowns at Metlife. The New York Rangers, a hockey team, one of my favorite hockey teams and one of my 4 favorite sports teams, 4 for 4. The Rangers have scored more recently and more goals than the Giants have scored points home at Metlife. We have a quarterback who's pretty good on the road. He just won in Seattle against a really good Seahawks team in a place that is very tough to play. So it is very aggravating to see on some days he looks good, and on most days he looks bad. And then you wonder on the bad days, how did he beat that pretty good team on the road, but then really struggles against a bad team at home? Is MetLife a home field advantage? Giant Stadium used to be, with those winds swirling in from the north. Giant Stadium was a legit, teams did not like coming to play there. It was cold, it was windy, the ground was tough to play on. They hate the MetLife turf. Apparently, according to Eli Manning and Tiki Barber, Giant Stadium field was horrible, and they had natural grass. But does Daniel Jones' teammates really like him for not just the person, but as a collective? Obviously, he's a good guy. He literally does all the right things. He doesn't get in trouble with the law. He doesn't have marital abuse. He does not do drugs. He does not get arrested for DUI. He's not going 150 miles per hour in his Maybach. He is just staying out of trouble. He may go to country concerts and sing on stage drunk every once in a while, but who doesn't really? But does Daniel Jones' teammates really like him? I'm starting to think it's taking its toll finally. You can see already Malik Neighbors just growing frustrated with the whole not getting the ball aspect. He's running routes while in the middle of running a route. He's pointing to Darius Slayton that's doing a comeback and saying that he's open, and Daniel Jones just doesn't see it. Did he throw Jones under the bus with his comment about, I don't know what's going on with the offense, I just know I'm always open? And then Daboll reiterates it and agrees with Neighbors, saying, yeah, he was open, which kind of makes Jones look like, the bad guy. I feel for him as a person, but I'm just wondering what the teammates feel like. Obviously, the whole saying, the last 6 years, teammates are always saying, he's a great guy, he's first one in, last one out. Tiki Barber made a very good point. Daniel Jones isn't a bad quarterback. If you're in the NFL, you're not a bad quarterback. He just isn't good. He's average at best. His ceiling is his average. And that's okay for a backup. Maybe if you have the right pieces around you, you can, take it far like he did that year in 2022, winning a playoff game. But for the most part, I don't think he is the guy. I don't think the Giants think he's the guy. I honestly think Brian Daboll is keeping him in there just to tell everyone, we gave him a fair shot, a fair last chance to do good by us, do good by the coaches, the fans. And right now, he is just not living up to the potential that he had when he was taken 6 overall. It is what it is. I was always curious. Like you see, how they comment on in the media after games, that they don't really put much blame on them. Obviously, they're good teammates, but do you think deep down, Malik Neighbors likes Daniel Jones? Do you think he wishes he had a new quarterback? Do you think Jalen Hyatt, who doesn't get the ball, who in 1.5, almost 2 years now in the NFL has 0 touchdowns? Just watching the Sunday game, I'm just kind of curious, who does Daniel Jones hang out with now? I even saw at the end of the game, Saquon Barkley. It sucked to see, but Giants teammates coming up to him, giving him love, dapping him up, and then you see the interaction between Jones and Barkley, and it's just, hey, good game, see you later. But then he sees Tommy DeVito, and he's like, oh, my man, like, boom, boom, coming over, it's Wednesday for cutlets. Like, there's a huge difference how people interact with other players compared to Daniel Jones. But that was just something I was, just want to get your guys' thoughts on. Let me know in the comments section. Do you think the Giants players genuinely like Daniel Jones? Or do you think, just the outcomes of these games and they're just not performing up to their liking? Do you think it's now finally taking a toll on them mentally? And do you think they're pretty much checked out? Let me know your thoughts. As always, let's go G-Men.